Crowley again this week, or do you reckon that it might be Pritter?
It's not something I thought about too much, Barrow, to be honest with you. It's one of those things you don't want to put too much effort into. You want to focus on, you don't want to go too far away from playing your natural game style. So, look, I think we're in a really good position where we've got a few midfielders where Crowley could go to. Scooter, obviously our best and fairest last year, Pritter, and getting Mark Lacroix back as well really helps us out. So, we'll wait and see.
It worked for the team though last time, didn't it? You don't sacrifice your own game, but you do do see other guys prosper because of what's happening to you. Yeah, I mean,
it's part of footy. You do share the workload around with, in terms of who gets tagged, and it certainly helps free up other blokes. So, it'd be interesting to see who he goes to, and if he goes to Scoot, it could be interesting. The two best shutdown players in the competition going head to head. Pretty good to see. So, we'll see what happens.
How often have you been tagged?
Not much. A couple of times I've been pretty lucky to play with Kerry for my first few years. So,
how'd you find it? He's, as you say, he's one of the better ones, along with Scott.
He's probably up there with best 2 or 3 in the comp. So, it makes it a lot harder. But as Pritter touched on before, you've really got to sacrifice your own game a little bit and sort of play a role for the team. But in the same context, you don't want to go too far away from playing your natural game style. So, we'll see what happens.
What goes through your mind? Because obviously you won't know until you run out on the ground. You'll get a feel whether you're going to be tagged. But once he runs to you, how much do you change your thoughts into a game?
We'll come up with different ideas and tactics. This week and before the game with the coaching staff to counter that, and we'll put that into action. Whoever does cop the tag, and hopefully it works for us.
What did you think last year when Curry came out and said taggers should be tagging you? You were the more dangerous player now, and they should leave him alone. Mate.
I wasn't happy with him. Put a big block of blue cheese in his locker that week. Like I said before, and what Curry said last year, we are in a fortunate position where we've got 3 or 4 guys who can win a game off their own boot. So it's gonna make it a lot easier this year to play well if we're sharing that load.
With Sherrod being out, do you think that Scooter will still play that sort of role that he used to play, that sort of run we play, or do you reckon that he's gone beyond that now completely?
I think he's mastered the ability to shut down guys and get off the other way. So I don't see why we won't use him for that again this year. But he's pretty much the ultimate team player. He'll play any role that's given to him, and he normally gets the job done for us. But certainly getting Sherrod back in will give us a lot of depth in that area, and we can sort of swing both ways. So,
how much has Scott elevated his game in the last 12 months? Luke, you as close to him as anyone at the club?
Yeah, it was a pretty impressive season from him last year. He sort of started to play a lot more like Joel, I think. His first few years he was used predominantly as a shutdown specialist, and last year really blossomed into a all-round midfielder for us. So that certainly went a long way to helping us have the year we did. But we're going to need other young guys to step up this year and take a leaf out of his book, and hopefully we see guys like Andrew Gaff, getting Jamie Cripps from St Kilda. These young guys, hopefully they can take another step and jump on board the same train that Scoot got on.
Is he almost the benchmark for professionalism and preparation at the club?
Yeah, I think he is. It's pretty clear to see that he's sort of idolised Matty Pritis once he got to the footy club, who sort of is an older version of Scooter in terms of recovery and his diet and the way he trains and stuff. So it's great that we've got a lot of leaders at the club that set a really good example, and it's a great position to be in as a young guy coming through.
You mentioned Joel. Could he be as good as Joel over the next couple of years?
I think in terms of accolades and stuff, winning 3 premierships is pretty elite by 25 or however old Joel is. But in terms of ability, I think Scoot's certainly got it in him. If he wasn't to reach that level, it certainly wouldn't be through lack of trying. He gives 110% every time he hits the track, and like I said, sets a great example for the rest of us. So it's exciting to see how much further he can take his game in the next 12 months.
Put him in the dream team then, you reckon?
He'll tell you he should, yeah.
Hey, what about Sherrod when he found out he did his ankle on the trampoline? Did you get much ribbing about that? And when do you reckon he'll be back?
Yeah, it was a pretty interesting one. I mean, you can't tell footballers not to have a life outside of footy, and a bit of an unfortunate incident, but you do have to be careful in everything we do, and he's copped a bit of flack around the club for it, there's no doubt, but look, I'm sure he'll be back as quick as possible. He's pretty professional. We've got a great rehab staff at our club, and he's working really hard off the track at the moment. He's just got out of the moon boot, so it's good to see him having a run around this morning, and the quicker we can get him back, the better we're going to be. I think he's proven in the past at the Magpies that he's a really good player. He plays well in big games, and he's going to really bolster our midfield.
Did he cop more flack for the trampoline or the hairstyle in the first season?
Yeah, the hairstyle's not great, is it? He's got a bit of work to do there, but he'll tell you it's pretty good. But he's fitted in really well. He's a confident sort of bloke, and the boys have really liked him, so it's good to have him on board.
So with that round, with having that week off, so it's almost like 2 weeks break for the boys. So Sharad, Kerr, Nat Nui, do you reckon anyone for round 2, maybe any of those?
Yeah, I'd say Nick and Curry, a real good chance. With Sharad's injury, you just got to take it real slow and make sure he doesn't re-hurt it, because it's a pretty serious injury. So, but look, there's certainly every chance Big Nick and Curry will be back. So fingers crossed.
How do you appreciate being a Victorian derbies and being the first round of
Derby.
the season? Derby.
Look, for the football public over here, it's fantastic. I think as a supporter, there'd be no other game you'd want to see round one. Round one's always exciting, so for it to be the two local teams, people will be loving it over here. And look, for us, it's going to be a massive game. Round one, we really want to get off to a good start, and we've got a tough couple of weeks with Freo and Hawthorn, so we'll hopefully kick it off with a win this weekend.